Jim
WavyOcho, I'm gonna react to the enemies of Jim Cornette.
Cornette is a man who
needs no introduction. A polarizing figure of the wrestling world, Jim Cornette has never been shy about his opinions on numerous other wrestlers and wrestling personalities, and has made a lot of enemies over the years as a result of doing so. And today we're going to be talking about a few of Jim Cornette's most notable enemies. Make sure to subscribe right now because I know the majority of you watching aren't already, and let's get into the video. Ryan Satin is a wrestling journalist who began his career at TMZ. After working at TMZ for 6 years, he found the wrestling dirt sheet site ProWrestlingSheet.com in 2015, which was sold to Collider in 2018. In 2019, he was hired as a news correspondent for WWE Backstage on Fox, before that got cancelled in 2021, and nowadays he hosts a weekly podcast on the WWE on Fox YouTube channel. Ryan Satin is a man who's also been involved in his fair share of controversy. Perhaps the biggest controversy he's been involved in was when he reported a story that Sasha Banks and Bayley were reportedly crying and screaming on the locker room floor at WrestleMania 35 when they found out they were losing the women's tag team titles to the Iconics. This was denied by Sasha and Bayley and proven false when a photo of Sasha and Bayley posing with the Iconics post-match was posted, prompting Ryan Satin to apologise for reporting the story. It was also this year that Ryan Satin would have a Twitter exchange with Jim Cornette, which got ugly very quick. It all started when Jim Cornette posted a response to an invisible stand spot from GCW. He responded saying the following: "Allow me to publicly apologise for praising Mance Warner on MLW TV and podcast. Rules are rules, and you won't hear any more of it from me. Fucking hell. Does anybody wonder why I rarely say anything good about anyone anymore? Hashtag disappointed, hashtag needless bullshit, hashtag disgusted." This got a response from Ryan Satin which reads, "Honest question in an effort to understand your mindset. With the way wrestling has changed due to most knowing it's a work, do you not believe there can be different rules for different promotions? It's been established that there are invisible brothers in GCW and fans love it. Number one, they aren't fans of wrestling, they're fans of goofs. Number two, when Meryl Streep stops a scene on Broadway play to whip out a dildo and slap someone with it and no actors or fans of Broadway plays get pissed, you may have something. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, because who are you anyway?" Ryan Satin responded again, "Why insult me for trying to understand your mindset? I didn't say you're wrong or anything, just wanted to get a better idea of why you're so angry to enlighten myself going forward. Sorry I tried to have a civil conversation with you." Jim Cornette responds, "Because you're part of the epidemic of reality TV twats, viral attention whores, and community theater."
Yo, Jim Cornette don't care, bro. He be violent. He be speaking his mind, bro. He don't care.
to wannabes who
Talk about wrestling like
high school drama class and
everybody gets to take part. The Ryans and Janellas and tampon girls of the world who embarrass our business. If you really fucking think that because some mudshow goofs have invisible brothers and all 42 of their fans love it, that's not a mortal insult to wrestling and deserves somebody having their fucking ass whipped over it, you and I got nothing to talk about. Then the next year they would find themselves in another heated Twitter exchange, this time when Ryan Satin criticised AEW owner Tony Khan when he pre-show asked the fans not to cuss because they're on TV, and this prompted a response from Jim Cornette and a very rare moment in which Jim Cornette defended AEW. This fucking wannabe garbage TV host actually blisters Tony Khan for asking fans not to cuss at a TV taping. I got you on this one, Tony. Hey dipshit, that's not censorship. That's doing an acceptable all-ages show and not pissing off the network. Fucking moron. Hashtag right is right. Ryan Satin responded, "God, you're dumb. The show is TV-14. Sounds like someone woke up in a cranky mood after a bad cocking session." Jim Cornette responded, "TV-14. Typical amateur. Just because talent can cuss a bit doesn't make it okay for the fans to scream fuck over and over. Also, it's fucking session. I don't blame you for not being able to spell it since you've never actually done it. How's that porn star you were stalking? No, I meant cocking, because you're known to enjoy watching people fuck your wife. There's a difference. The porn star..."
All he's saying, he said, because you know, to enjoy watching people fuck your wife. Nah. Ryan is buggy. He violated him there. Fessing this nigga
the
up.
thing is a made-up story.
Unlike the stories about your cock sessions in the hot tub. Please continue to beg for jobs though. It's entertaining watching your desperation. I'll be over here doing whatever the fuck I want. You're dismissed for now, but I'll be back later to tell you more things that are wrong with you. Turd Blossom. What the hell have I just read there? In 1999, Cornette became part owner and head booker of Ohio Valley Wrestling, aka OVW. At the time, OVW was WWE's leading developmental territory, and Cornette's time in OVW was a huge success all around. WWE credit him with being one of the people who helped to foster stars such as John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, and Lesnar.
All these are legends. Batista's a legend. John Cena, legend. Randy Orton, he's a legend. Brock Lesnar, he's a legend. I think all of them are 40 to 50, but Batista's the oldest one. Cena's, I think he's 47. Randy, he's 43. And Brock, he's 44, 45 or some around that age.
People from that elite
Class of OVW wrestlers. And while working for OVW, Jim Cornette of course worked with many future WWE stars, and in typical Jim Cornette fashion, he did not get along with all of them. Cue in Anthony Corelli, the man who would go on to be known as Santino Marella. Corelli began training at OVW in 2005, and it wasn't quick for him to rub Jim Cornette the wrong way. In July of that year, he was in a storyline where he was supposed to act afraid of the Boogeyman, but instead, Corelli no-sold him and laughed at him. This infuriated Cornette, who slapped Corelli backstage. Cornette was suspended for this and eventually fired from OVW. But the animosity between these two would not end there. In 2007, Corelli, who was now on the main roster as Santino Marella and had just had...
And I was never a big fan of Santino Marella. Bro, like he's dirt on the ring, bro. I never was the fan of the Cobra. That was dirt as well. I was never a big fan of Santino Marella, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I was never a fan of him.
an Intercontinental title reign, publicly challenged Jim Cornette to a match. Jim Cornette, keep in mind, was working for TNA at the time. This was a real beef. And I once again cannot stress enough that even after a decade after 2007, the animosity didn't end, because we got this video just a few years ago. Before we go into the... final entry of the list, I
just wanted to announce that we
have a new
members-only platform on the YouTube channel now. If you want to see more exclusive content from me, such as anything from tier lists, discussions, reaction videos, podcasts, live streams, then simply just press the join button below. It's going to be called Top 5 Wrestling. It's going to cost $5 a month, that is all. And like I said, you're going to get exclusive content. Top 5 Wrestling is going to release content at the exact same rate as Top 10 Wrestling. You'll get to dictate the videos that are coming out next for Top 10 Wrestling, as well as also getting a shout out in every one of my videos if you do hit the join button right this second. The first bit of exclusive content is going to be posted tomorrow, so make sure you are there for it. Hit the join button now.
It's always been well known that one of the wrestlers Jim Cornette dislikes the most is none other than AEW's ace, Kenny Omega. Omega himself is also a bit of a polarizing figure in the wrestling world, mainly due to his style of wrestling and many people's beliefs that he is the best wrestler in the world today, which many people also disagree with. And one of those people who definitely disagrees with that is, of course, Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette has spoken of Kenny Omega many times on his podcast and has criticized his style of wrestling as well as his past endeavors in Japan. He's christened Kenny Omega with the nickname of Kenny Olivier as well as Twinkle Toes, and the two have exchanged various back and forths, both on Twitter and on podcasts. In one quote, Jim Cornette stated if they gave Kenny Omega his way, he'd probably wrestle a blow-up sex doll on TNT, and also said that he'd probably do the 9-year-old girl. These are references to Kenny Omega's early career in Japan when, yeah, as you guessed it, he wrestled a blow-up sex doll once and a 9-year-old girl once. And this was all in response to Kenny Omega stating that he wanted an intergender division in AEW. And there was also this Twitter exchange following the time Chris Jericho was attacked by a fan on AEW Dynamite. Is it finally time to assume some responsibility and dial the online persona back a bit? Your low IQ man children have evolved from parroting your comments to actually acting out in attempted violence. You and I agree for the first time, this guy is a moron, or we wouldn't have been at the show with your phony ass on it. 2 clarifications. Unlike you, I've seen violence in an arena, and this wasn't it. And secondly, looking at your supporters, I wouldn't toss the phrase low IQ around. Hey Jim, I think you're one of the greatest wrestling historians going, and I enjoyed your work with Dark Side of the Ring. For whatever it's worth, I sincerely hope that you're remembered for your positive contributions to the wrestling.
Yeah, that's a bit, bro. Let me know what y'all think, bro, about Jim Cornette, about his enemies and stuff like this. Y'all think do y'all agree with Jim Cornette for what he be saying about these new age wrestlers? Or do y'all disagree with him for what he say about these new age wrestlers? Comment down below. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Original Chicken, how you are.